Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about controller versus mouse and keyboard in Halo Infinite. So I'm sure that by now it's come to of no surprise to any of you that controller is the better input device. For anybody trying to be competitive in this game, like, we just know it's the better input device. We're constantly hearing about mouse and keyboard players saying that controller has too much aim assist, they can never win 1v1s against them. Oh, that person beat me because they were on controller, things like that. And look, man, I sympathize with you, I really do. I just want you to be able to compete and have a good time, not having any, and not feel like you're forced to learn a new input device. Or maybe sometimes you just prefer mouse and keyboard. Like, maybe you may actually be better on a controller, but you just prefer the mouse and keyboard input device, and that's completely understandable. Anyways, all of this had me thinking over the past few weeks or so about, like, how could we balance controller and mouse and keyboard to be closer to one another. And I actually came up with something that I don't think anybody has considered yet. So most mouse and keyboard players have been saying that they should nerf aim assist because mouse and keyboard just feels too unforgiving. But then I remembered something they did in Destiny 2 for mouse and keyboard. See, in Destiny 2, just like Halo, there's bullet magnetism on both controller and mouse and keyboard. Now, if you're not familiar with what the term bullet magnetism is, it basically means that your bullets curve to your enemy if you're slightly off target. So, like, let's say like part of your reticle is on your target, but not the exact center of your reticle is on your target. Then the game just goes, close enough, and they give you the damage, they give you the hit marker, all that stuff. So you can still land the shot due to bullet magnetism, as you'll see on the screen right now. But the thing is that since controller also has reticle friction, which is when your aim slows down once your reticle is hovering over an enemy, as you'll see that on the screen right now as well, it's easier to hit your shots on a controller versus mouse and keyboard. And that doesn't have any reticle friction at all, which is why you see controller players able to keep their target a lot easier than mouse and keyboard players are. So in Destiny 2, what they did to balance it out and give mouse and keyboard a chance to compete in gunfights was actually to give them more real estate when it comes to bullet magnetism or bullet bending. And what I mean by that is, so if you look at your screen right now, you'll see you have a certain portion of your reticle that keeps changing in size. And that keeps happening when I switch from controller to mouse and keyboard. Because of this, you don't have to be as accurate as controller players in order to hit the same shot in Destiny when you're using mouse and keyboard. Because when you switch to a mouse and keyboard, you see that reticle gets bigger. And that part of your reticle that gets bigger is the part that results in the bullet magnetism, or as some people like to call it, bullet bending. Now, the reason why I'm suggesting this rather than a straight up nerf to controller aim assist is because of two reasons. The first is that aiming with the controller right now feels really good. It doesn't feel too unforgiving, nor does it feel too easy. When I outgun somebody, I actually feel like I worked for it, and I still see people getting excited anytime they land perfect, me included. A nerf to aim assist would make a lot of gunfights much harder than people may feel they should be, and the thing is, it's also going to result in a lot of the casual players possibly dropping the game because they're not gonna like the fact that they're just all of a sudden worse at the game. And the casuals are the lifeblood of your game. That's just the hard truth about it. Casuals are the lifeblood. Your casuals leave and your game is dead. A nerf to aim assist would make a lot of gunfights much harder than people feel they should. And I think nerfing aim assist on controller would directly impact the enjoyment of what I am assuming is the majority of Halo Infinite players, and that would not be very healthy for the livelihood of the game. On the other hand, what I keep hearing about mouse and keyboard is that aiming just feels too hard. So, giving them just a little bit more bullet magnetism would make it a little easier for them and would bring them more in line with controller players. So, that's my suggested solution to this problem. I know there will always be controller versus mouse and keyboard arguments because reasons, but I think this change will definitely be for the better. Anyways, if you have any other suggestions on how controller and mouse and keyboard can be balanced, or if you just want to straight up nerf to aim assist, you let me know in the comments. Y'all take care.